My name is Rafael, you watch Rock and Roll Garage, and today we're going to talk about why Faith No More is not touring. But first, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment. Well, it's a long story, but now we got a few clues about why they're not touring. And their most recent show was in 2016, and they announced in 2019 they would be coming back to the road. But due to the COVID-19 pandemic, they were forced to cancel those dates in 2020. They would return then in 2021, but the shows were canceled again. And in 2022, the vocalist Mike Patton talked with Rolling Stone, and he explained that the shows were canceled because he was diagnosed during the lockdown with agoraphobia, which is a fear of crowded places or leaving home. And he was actually had the chance to go on tour with Mr. Bungle, his side project, and he played with many other side projects during these past years. And reading what he said at the time, and he was going out with small bands. Of course, Faith No More would play to arenas maybe, and Mr. Bungle would play to in festivals and to less people. So that made sense. But it's been years, and he's been touring for years with Mr. Bungle especially. And now in 2025, we had a more clear state of what's going on inside the band and why they're not touring. And the drummer, Mike Bordin, said in an interview with Let There Be Talk podcast that it's basically because Mike doesn't want to. That's what he feels it's the problem. And this is what he said, what Mike Bordin said about him. All I can say is, and I think I do want this to be on the record actually, because we don't promote ourselves, we don't talk about ourselves, and that's really been to our the treatment. But we've been rehearsing for 6 months for these dates in 2021. We've been rehearsing instrumentally, and we incredibly sounded phenomenal. I mean, the bass player said, "I never heard us sound these good." This is how these songs sounded in my mind. And we've never gotten that on album, on live, whatever. I mean, we were ready, we were prepared, and it came to pass that when the gear was in the truck, when it was rolling to Chicago 36 hours before we were supposed to be on stage, and our guy, Mike Patton, doesn't show for the rehearsal, the one rehearsal that we were gonna do. And we go see him and see what's going on. What the hell is going on here? Our gear's rolling already to the gig, and it was very clear that he was unable at that point to physically do it. We made the decision that, look, we've got to support our guy. It's going to be a shitstorm canceling fucking 27 shows, but none of us wants to be the guy that breaks his back and forces him to do something that he's not in the position to be able to do. It wasn't even an argument. The only argument was, how the fuck did we logistically do this? Because we have to, we did support him in our way, and whether that's perceived or not is beyond. I can't control it. So we pull these shows and just wait to see. Hopefully things are better and try to find out what we can around the edges. But ultimately, shows get started to get booked with another band, and that's continued to this day. So it's my take, my position, my statement on it is that he's gone from being unable to do these shows to clearly being unwilling to do the shows with us. And that's heavy. That's a big difference. That's a big difference. And we haven't really had much dialogue on it. It doesn't feel great to me. It honestly kind of hurts my feelings a little bit, but that's personal. That's a private thing. It's business. We're never going to force somebody to do something that they weren't able to do. And now, as I said, it looks like it's more really about being willing to do it. I'm grateful for what Patton has given us. We're blessed to have been blessed by such gigantic, enormous talent. And the future, I don't know. Will he be willing to do stuff or not? It's not for me to say. I tell my kids a lot of times, especially when they were young, it's like appreciate what you have and don't really trip on what you don't have. And this is what Mike Patton said, a small part about what he told Let There Be Talk, the podcast. If you want to hear the entire interview, you can search here on YouTube or visit the link that is in the description, or visit the article wrote about it as well. And he said that he then, in the same interview, he continued that he was really grateful for what Mike did with the band and all the other members that were part of the band. And he said they actually don't know, they feel, especially Mike, they feel that, especially Mike Bordin, he feels like Mike Patton doesn't want to do it. So, he's been active almost every year with Mr. Bungle, Thomas, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So it's a shame, it's a sad thing, because Faith No More is such a great band. They're quite young, they could tour extensively around the world for a year or two, and they could do it, they could pull it off magnificently. And it's really sad they're not touring. I mean, they would come back in 2019, and it's been 6 years. In 2020, it's been 5 years, and it's sad, we see all these guys from older bands dying, and the bands are breaking up because they can't go on. Most of the bands, classic famous bands who are still active, might be in their 80s, and fantastic bands like Faith No More that, besides touring, they could be recording new albums and making new great music. They were great musicians or fantastic songwriters, and it's sad. Let's hope that Mike can change his mind and they can all talk to each other and reach an agreement to get back together. That would be great. And that's it. As I said, if you want to read more, if you want to listen to this Mike Bordin interview, go to description, here Let There Be Talk, and visit rockandrollgarage.com. Thank you for watching, and I see you later. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave your comment. See you.